Hello, so it's Saturday, bank holiday weekend. Just come down the plot because I haven't been down here for 2 days, I think. Anyway, I want to check to see if what I planted out has survived. Fingers crossed that it has. Yes, well, the sweet corn survived. That looks great. Let's come up here. Have a look. Ooh, this is the cucumber. One's got nibbled there. That one looks sad. Those two look alright. On that side, those all look fine. That's not bad. I've lost one and one's possibly on its way out. And these leeks, they're not covered. And they haven't all been pulled out by the birds. So that's good. Now, pumpkins, a few floppy leaves, a bit slug nibbled because it rained the other day. Oh, you can see that leaf's nibbled, but the rest of it looks strong. Oh dear. That honey boat looks quite sad. I'm going to have to give it a good water and hope it survives. What about the rest of them? Well, those cheeky curry, they look strong. Of course, they were bigger plants in the honey boat when I planted them out. Okay, some beans I planted out. I've got a bit nibbled. It's not too bad. All these, what are they? Just trying to remember. Oh, butternuts. They look great. And even these beans look good. Few nibbled radishes. And you can see there's a nibbled leaf over there, but that's pretty good. Maybe only 1 or 2 losses. So tomorrow is supposed to be, what is it, 22 degrees and sunny. So I'm going to water tonight and then not come down here and water tomorrow. I'll probably water on Monday instead and try and do it early. Let's hope everything survives. Time for watering now. I'm happy. Have a peek in here. There's broccoli forming. Yes. Can't wait for it to grow bigger. Yummy, yummy. Amber! Amber! Just a bit. My plants.
I'm trying not to. Yeah, I'm leaving that there.
Yeah, okay. So it's really hot weather. I'm in the garden and I'm going to tackle this The plants need stripping out and I need to put new plants in. So I'm sat in the semi-shade to do that because it's like 24 degrees. Let's see how it goes. Another use for big pots that don't have holes in. Cooling your feet off in the heat of the sun. So I've just sown some giant pumpkins because none of mine came up, and a few more cheeky curry. Hopefully they'll come up quickly. I've repotted the patty pan and some small tomatoes, and I've sown some herbs: oregano, parsley, coriander, dill, mint and thyme, and some rosemary. So that'll have to do for today. Well, I've just finished the watering for this morning. It's 9:30. Beautifully warm, sunny, quiet. Well, there's not very often other people on this site. Time to go home and water the back garden. Got to keep up with it in this weather, keep the plants alive. How are you doing with your watering? Morning, it's Thursday. It's quite grey. It's mild in temperature, but it's not very sunny. But actually it's a lot nicer conditions to work in. So my aim for today is these sunflowers. They're supposed to be tall ones. I'm going to plant them and tie them next to each of the arches. I'm going to weed where my carrots and parsnips should have come up, but there's just none. So I've got to weed that area and re-sow. Then also my neighbouring plot, he's not tending it this year. Well, he's giving it up because he's moved away from the area, but he hasn't given it up. But we're talking to him, he's given me permission to pull the weeds up and cover it in cardboard. So that's what I've been doing in little bits. One, if he changes his mind, it will help him. Two, any future tenant is going to have a lot easier time. And three, the weeds aren't going to blow onto my plot. So it's a little bit of extra work for me, but he's fine for me to do that for him. But we'll see. It depends how much I get done on my plot first. Obviously mine has to be the priority. So let's crack on. So this is what is supposed to be a carrot bed, but there are none. So I'm going to weed this and then re-sow some carrots. So that's it weeded. That's Wolfgarten soil miller. It weeds with the hoe bit and breaks up the soil at the same time. It's great. So I'm gonna get on with sowing the carrots now, again for the second time. So like normal, I make a drill. Sprinkle them over. So that's all the early nants to sown again for the second time. I hope they come up this time. If not, I'll use a different seed. Fingers crossed. Well, this is the other end of what was supposed to be the parsnip bed. Had brassicas from last year. But look at that pile of weeds. That was all just in that half. So I've pulled them up. I'll leave the brassicas in place. So it looks like there's a couple of rogue potatoes as well. And then I will sow parsnip just in and around them and on this end. I'll sow it just like I did the carrots. And fingers crossed something actually comes up this time. So that's 7 rows of parsnips of hollow crown sowed. Fingers crossed they come up this time. Unfortunately, some of my squash plants have been eaten just where you come out the ground, which has kind of killed them off. So I lost 1, 2, there's definitely 2 there, plus that third might survive. And then over here, I think that one's a goner, but the rest of them over here look okay. Good job I sowed some more. I'm not happy with the slugs and snails. So this is the top half of next door's plot that I haven't worked on yet. You know, waist high in weeds. And this is the bottom half. As you can see, I've pulled up the weeds and just dumped the weeds on top of the cardboard, and I've managed to do it up to here. So a little bit more, but it should mean that both my plot, which is that way, and this plot doesn't get too many weeds blowing. Well, I'm off home now. I achieved what I wanted. A bit of weeding on next door's plot and covering. The sunflowers in, the carrots and the parsnips weeded, and then it both resown. So it's been mostly cloudy, the odd bit of sun, but not much. So yeah, go home, work out what I got to cook for tea, and then quiet tonight. Unfortunately, it's not indoors, it's outdoors and socially distanced. It's all the government allows at the moment. Oh well, bye for now. Morning. It's Friday and what a difference to yesterday's weather. It is clear blue sky. I think it's supposed to be a high of, I think it's 22 degrees maybe today. So it's already quite warm. So my plans for today is behind me. I need to sand the frame and then paint it with primer, because I found when I painted my shed I didn't sand it at all, and within 6 months it was flaking. So I think I should do a proper job on this, or at least try to. So we'll see how much I get done. So this is what it looks like before the undercoat, and we'll see what it looks like after. Hopefully it'll look good. Well, that's the first coat on. Apart from on the far right hand side, I need to take the fence down a bit so that I can access the wood on that side. But that took 2.5 litres of paint to do that. A whole tin. Well, I'll get there eventually. I think it does need a bit of a second coat and then gloss on top. So, starting to look more like a greenhouse. So this has had 2 coats of undercoat. Sometime next week I will try and put the gloss on the outside, and then I can start installing the glass. I'm happy with the progress. Well, I've been down here all day. I'm hot, tired, but I've got the 2 coats on that I wanted. So I'm happy with the progress. Hopefully I can do some more next week. Bye for now. You know, I didn't realise how late it was. The time really does fly when you're down the plot. You have no idea just how much time has passed.